Reality is what you make it. So I take it back that you weren't included and involved in being alive and having this present existence. There may be a subconscious consent to live by the thing growing, preserving through the gestation period. There's a lot of energy moving through. My stomach is growling while I'm talking about gestation period. There's a hunger for life when you are yet to enter this world. I believe that was a confirmation growl. That was an aligned reminder that even when you don't know what lies beyond the rebirth, the new birth, you are hungry for it. You desire it because you are alive. So it's like the divinely protected paradox moves into the caterpillar cocoon butterfly paradigm, right? Which is like, is the caterpillar really dead once the butterfly is born? Yeah, it's really fucked that we're even expected as marginalized, that we're even marginalized. It's really messed up that we're expected to fight for our lives before we even truly enter the world, just by the very nature of our socioeconomic status, our parentage, our community, our ethnicity in this world. And we don't even know what that means. We don't even realize what it's going to do to shape our world, our reality, our existence. And yeah, it's wild to me that there are people who don't have to be hypervigilant and rationally paranoid in order to survive, because they have the fewest social barriers to traverse on, to live on, let alone to survive. But when you are divinely gifted and therefore divinely protected, what you realize is that even the disastrous parts of life are refining you for an existence that is more powerful than the average person who gets it all, who has it all, or who has accepted a life and a lifestyle that does not include increasing their vibration and their frequency. Because one of the things that happens in Psyche K is Kusuo, who, that's the K, the main character, Kusuo has to still train and challenge and grow his psychic abilities, his physical body to be able to handle his psychic abilities, because there's this main plot point that he is having to work through on his own. And he is the world's divine protection. Some people know this and they appreciate him immensely, but the majority of his world, and I mean the majority, have no idea that they have been divinely protected. And it's a cute, funny moment because his high school's song speaks to the fact that there's always something going on that don't make sense, but then they're like divinely protected from the disaster and everything is fine in the end. They say like they don't know where it comes from or why, but they know that they have like that power on their side. And those are not the lyrics, but that is the gist of the lyrics. And it's funny because Psyche is the reason why, Kusuo is the reason why. And in order for him to be able to handle taking care and protecting the entire world, he himself has to be hypervigilant. He himself has to be rationally paranoid. And when he is granted the opportunity to live a normal life, he realizes how difficult it is and how different he is because of how his body, his mind, his divinity, before he is given the opportunity to just be a regular teenager, impacted, influenced, affected, whatever word you want to say, his reality, his existence. And there's a cost to that because it's always costly. The chosen one. If you're listening to this, maybe you have felt like the chosen one in your world, in your existence, the one that is always doing something different, is always choosing a different path, and you don't really ever know, why is it me who has to be different? Why is it me who can't just have the easiest road, the easiest path in life? And a lot of it is because of the fact that you're here on a different calling altogether. Your life has been fashioned for you to create a reality that benefits more than you. You're not going to be the only person who is impacted by your greatness, by your power. And so you are experiencing the weight of that personally before you engage, or even as you may, if you're listening to this should be confirmation that like all the good seeds you have sown, you did it without the awareness of how much is coming back to you so that you can impact the collective in a grounded way. Those roots that you have spent time just digging deep into your shadow work, into your psyche, into this version of yourself that is grounded in pure love. Because one of the things about being divinely protected is that you feel so much pain from loss, from setback, from feeling isolated and ostracized. All of that connects you even more profoundly with other people's suffering, with other people's experiences. You have lived a very experiential life, and maybe that has caused you to escape. Like that's one of the things that Kusuo does a lot. He will teleport far away. He will avoid people at all cost. But he realizes that he has to come back. And if you've been ostracized, picked on, bullied, your differences have been noticed and left you feeling small or empty or hungry for more. That was another stomach growl for the fact that like you have been creating and making space to feed other people with your wisdom. You have been creating and making space for other people to feel fed off of your words, off of your experiences, to see themselves and feel safe in your company, at your table. You have been preparing. You're so hungry for something different within your life, within your experience, that being divinely protected has meant that you have gone without so that others can experience abundance, can experience a buffet. While you're hungry for more, you have left what wasn't going to feed and satisfy and fill you to those who it would. And it has felt like starvation, not even realizing that you have been feeding and filling other people. And a lot of what Kusuo experiences, because one of his favorite things to eat, it's his favorite food, coffee jelly. And when he is eating his coffee jelly, he is at his most peaceful until someone interrupts him. And people very quickly learn that they can bait him into doing things with the reward of coffee jelly. No one else loves coffee jelly as much as Kusuo. Yet no one else is able to do what he can do in his world, try as they might. Everyone else in his world, they have their own strengths and they have their own weaknesses and abilities, and as does he, of course, as does he. But no one else is able to be fed off of coffee jelly the way he is, and no one else is able to save the world the way he is. I hope this is making sense and landing, and I'm not just rambling. Like, no one is like you, and what you have been called to do isn't always going to feel like you're benefiting from it until that thing that feeds you finds you.